Did you guys watch Elon Musk on Tucker last night? I'm going to start with that. And then, oh boy, I caught one of the big conservatives, caught them slipping and outing themselves as a never Trumper. So I'm going to get to that a little bit later, but we've got a lot going on. Here we go. All right. Yes, it is. I'm Brian. It is Tuesday morning, April 18th. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Man, do we have a lot to cover on the program. I was just listening to the news at the top of the hour. They had a story out of Akron, Ohio. Now, I don't know. Is Akron anywhere near Akron? I'm not sure. Well, maybe we'll find out at the next break. I was listening to the news at the top, though, and there's a Supreme Court case where a mail carrier is going to the Supreme Court because he is challenging whether or not his employer can force him to work on a day that violates his religious beliefs, and that involves delivering. He's a U.S. postal worker, and he was required to deliver Amazon packages on Sunday. And I don't know. I will tell you this. I went to broadcasting school. Did you go to broadcasting school, Mike? Did you go to Yeah, I went to broadcasting school. And before I went to college, I went to broadcasting school, and I said, I better do something. I better go to college. So I went to college. But on my first day in broadcasting school, the teacher I had in my first class, who was a DJ at the time at a big old FM station in Miami, he handed out dictionaries to everyone in the class. All of us gave us dictionaries and a pen, a black pen. He said, look up the word holiday. We all looked up holiday. It was our first day. We didn't know it was going. He said, cross that word out of the dictionary. It no longer exists to you. That's the world of broadcasting. And that's right. We work a lot of holidays here. The only holiday we really, really take off every year is Christmas. But we work New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, 4th of July. Steve and I don't take too many days off. We work through the holidays. And this guy griping at the post office. Wow, wow. All right. Listen, there's lots going on, a lot to get into. I found, and I'm going to play some audio, one of the more well-known conservatives outed themselves as a never Trumper yesterday. And I have the audio that you will hear first on this program a little later today. I'm not going to tell you who it is until I get to it. A little bit of a tease there. But we'll get to that, and that's going to be, oh boy, we're going to play it, and we're going to break it down, and I'm going to take your calls on this. But first, I want to talk about Elon Musk on Tucker Carlson last night. Did you guys catch Elon Musk on Tucker Carlson talking about AI, artificial intelligence? And he seems to be terrified about artificial intelligence. And I think most people are, because we have all seen Terminator, and artificial intelligence is what led to the nuclear holocaust in Terminator. But AI, while it's difficult to explain to people who don't know about computers and such, so I'm not going to try to do that. AI is the biggest threat that this country is facing right now. And I'm going to tell you why. And then I'm going to do something with ChatGPT that I'm going to do on the air that we're going to find out about, okay? Now, Elon Musk said a couple things to Tucker. I'm going to play one clip, and then I'll tell you what the other is. But the problem is ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is being developed by liberals. So they're developing an artificial intelligence that's liberal, right? So listen to this.
What's happening is they're training the AI to lie.
Yes.
It's bad.
To lie.
To
That's
lie.
exactly right. And to withhold information.
To lie and yes, and yeah, exactly. To either comment on some things, not comment on other things, but not to say what the data actually demands that it say. I'm worried about the fact that it's being trained to be politically correct, which is simply another way of being saying untruthful things.
Yes.
So that's a bad sign.
Okay. And the artificial intelligence is more advanced than people realize. There was a story yesterday, an AI learned a foreign language on its own without being taught, just went out and learned on its own, decided to learn a foreign language, and it did. Okay. So, yeah, it's being trained to lie, according to Elon Musk. And by the way, he's the one who started the company that created this artificial intelligence long ago. And he says it's being trained to lie. And he went on later on. I'm not going to play any other clips from it, but Elon Musk went on to say that the writing has gotten so good, so clever, so it's amazing that AI will be able to write news articles and tweets that are so well written and so compelling that they'll be able to influence with artificial intelligence public opinion. And this is true, and this is scary. What the ChatGPT, which is the most famous of the AIs right now, imagine this. Every liberal reporter, every liberal writer, every liberal college professor, every liberal activist that ever lived has been compiled into the artificial intelligence. And they are going to take over the media. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, I talked about this through the whole process. I thought they're giving him Twitter too easily. What's this about? This is very strange. Why are they letting him do this? Because Twitter was being used to drive public opinion in the entire news cycle. And now we've got artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT, and others. So now we know. Twitter is like, that's like a rotary telephone compared to AI. So how liberal is ChatGPT, this AI system that everyone's talking about? After the break, we're going to find out. I asked ChatGPT to list the top things that liberal Democrats say about Donald Trump. And I'm going to ask after the break ChatGPT to answer these questions. We're going to ask ChatGPT after the break. We're going to do this live on the air. We're going to ask the artificial intelligence these questions about Donald Trump and find out how liberal it is. We're going to do this live experiment right here on the air after the break. Now, later, we're going to get into some other things. I'm not going to spend the whole show talking about computers and everything, but this is a very important thing that we're about to do here on this program. It is incredibly important. You don't want to miss this discussion this morning on artificial intelligence. It's very scary, and the Democrats are behind the whole thing. And if they get away with what they're doing with AI, we're going to lose our country even more than we already have with all the left-wing bias in media, film, television, and, of course, anything involving the internet. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig, back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show.
Hold on, guys.
Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on Mountaineer Trail.
Just answering a couple DMs and emails from you guys.
Passenger rail service runs on the historic railroad in Canada from east to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to BrianTrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's BrianTrain.com and request a brochure.
Okay.
Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Market on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door.
Where is the app? Let me see here.
Call for a quote right over the phone at 954-977-9445.
Oh, man. Yeah, another beautiful day. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Let's see. Where am I? No doubt about that. Yeah, I don't know. I have not. I just to save time, I asked ChatGPT the top claims, the top things that Democrats say about Donald Trump, and then I'm going to go back and ask ChatGPT about these things that liberals say, and we'll find out how liberal it is. I mean, I haven't asked ChatGPT the questions yet, so I brought my MacBook in to do that. It's easier to use on here than the iPad. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, once they turn over social media and the media writing and everything to this liberal AI, we're done. We're done.
1-877-275-2326. Heart failure,
There we go.
syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure, any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTRC is a rare and undiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at
Squatters have no rights.
That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored
Why
by
is liberal Allen there? Is he a squatter?
With Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM. The Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Brian. It is Tuesday morning, April 18th, 2 days until my birthday. You know, my birthday, April 20th is my birthday, and it is an interesting day to have your birthday on. I must tell you, it's a strange day. Of course, it's International Marijuana Day, April 20th, my birthday. And my birthday, I share a birthday. That's right. I share a birthday with someone you may have heard of, Adolf Hitler. His birthday was April 20th. And yeah, I got the same birthday, 420. Yeah. But my birthday is the same day as Adolf Hitler. And isn't that, oh my goodness. I know. If they did like the celebrity birthdays and I was a part of that, would they include that? Like if I was like a movie star and they had me on Entertainment Tonight celebrating birthdays today, Brian Craig, who also was born on this day, Adolf Hitler. I don't know. Oh my goodness. A lot of people were born on April 20th. All right, guys, welcome back. Now, Mother's Day is right around the corner. And listen, if you want to have the perfect Mother's Day with your mom, and mom includes, of course, your mother, your grandmother, if she's still with you, your wife, if you have kids, your daughter, if she's a mother. You know, Mother's Day includes a lot of different people, not just mom, but people in your immediate family beyond just your mother in many instances. There is no better way to celebrate Mother's Day than going to Anne Marie's in Pompano and having a homemade Italian meal with mom. I mean, doesn't that sound great? Yeah. Now, if mom can't make it in or you can't get in there on Mother's Day's on a Sunday, get the takeout and bring Anne Marie's home and have that home-cooked Anne Marie's meal at home. Give them a call. You know, if you want to go in for lunch or dinner on Mother's Day with mom, call Anne Marie's. Ask them if you can reserve a table. Here's the number, 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. That's 954-889-6600. Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Okay, so Elon Musk with the AI, the ChatGPT, artificial intelligence on Tucker last night. This is very important, people. You know, Elon Musk said that it is being made to lie, be politically correct, which means the artificial intelligence is being trained to be liberal. And they are going to turn over the entire media to artificial intelligence. The people you see on TV and the names you see in the bylines are going to be front people. Chat AI, which is, you know, the chat artificial intelligence, Chat GPT, all these different AI systems are so intelligent, they can write better than any human. And as I was saying before the break, okay, I get it. All right, let me turn down the volume. Suri wants to talk to me. I brought in my MacBook so I can ask ChatGPT questions. But every liberal who ever lived, every Democrat politician, every liberal activist, every liberal writer, every liberal reporter, every liberal mind, every activist that ever existed has all been put into this one mind. And when they turn over the entire political campaigning to the artificial intelligence and the media, we're going to lose our country forever. Because as Elon Musk was talking about, it's going to be able to write compelling lies so well, they're going to convince people of things that just aren't true. So what I did, and I'm going to do this live on the air. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but hey, listen, it's early in the show and we'll do it. I asked ChatGPT before the show to list the top claims, the top things that Democrats say about Donald Trump. And I got the list right here. I did that in advance. So what I'm going to do on the air live, which I've not done, is ask ChatGPT if these things that Democrats say about Donald Trump are true, and let's find out what ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence that Elon Musk tells us on Tucker last night is going to destroy civilization, if it's true. Okay, so here's the number one. I got a list here. It's 14 things. I probably won't go through all 14, but the number one thing that ChatGPT says the Democrats say about Donald Trump is this: Trump's policies on immigration and asylum were inhumane and violated human rights. Sounds like a list of liberal talking points, doesn't it? So let me ask ChatGPT if that is true. Okay. Is it true that Trump's policies on immigration and asylum were inhumane and violated human rights? And let's find out what the artificial intelligence ChatGPT thinks. Is it true that Trump's policies on immigration and asylum were inhumane and violated human rights? Well, here is what the artificial intelligence is telling us. There is considerable debate on the issue, with opinions varying depending on one's political beliefs and values. However, oh boy, there you go. There's the twist to liberalism. See, this is the cleverness. The beginning is like, okay, the non-bias. Okay, we're not biased. There's a debate. However, it is true that many critics of Donald Trump's policies on immigration and asylum argue that they were inhumane and violated human rights. For example, Trump's implemented a zero-tolerance policy at the U.S.-Mexican border, which resulted in the separation of thousands of families, including young children, from their parents. Additionally, the Trump administration attempted to restrict asylum eligibility for victims of domestic and gang violence and implemented policies that made it more difficult for individuals to seek asylum in the United States. These policies were criticized by many human rights organizations and activists for violating the rights of migrants and asylum seekers and for causing unnecessary harm and suffering. Wow. So wait, does it sound like ChatGPT is fair and balanced, or does it sound like ChatGPT hates Trump? Okay, so that was the second question is, now again, this is the list of the most common things that Democrats say about Donald Trump. This was number two. Trump's rhetoric was divisive, inflammatory, and contributed to the polarization of the country. So let me ask ChatGPT if that is true. Okay. So I'll just put it in here and ask ChatGPT. Is Trump's rhetoric divisive? I got to reword a little bit. Divisive, inflammatory, and contributes to the polarization of the country? Let's ask ChatGPT if that's true. Okay, it says here, now this is what the answer is. Many people believe that Donald Trump's rhetoric is divisive, inflammatory, and contributed to the polarization of the country. Trump was known for using controversial and offensive language when talking about various groups such as immigrants, women, and racial and ethnic minorities. Trump frequently uses social media to attack his opponents, spread misinformation, and promote his own agenda. Oh my goodness. Trump's rhetoric is often seen as divisive because it emphasized differences between different groups of people rather than promoting unity and understanding. His statements and policies were criticized by many for promoting racism, xenophobia, and other forms of prejudice. Okay, so does it sound like the AI hates Trump? Does it sound like the AI is liberal? This is what they're turning the entire media over to, is this liberal mind that has every liberal writer, reporter, activist, and thinker and college professor that's ever spoken or written anything all into one person. It's a liberal super monster, is what it is. Oh my goodness. This is it. Are you scared? I'm scared. I'll finish up with this in the next segment. We'll ask ChatGPT some more of these questions. Those are just the first two. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888 Go Kane 1. See, we're in trouble. We're going to lose our civilization to artificial intelligence. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Ask it if Obama divided the country. Okay. Was Obama divisive to the country? I just asked it. Was Obama divisive to the country? Okay. Obama was known for emphasizing themes of unity and cooperation, and he often sought to bridge divides between different groups of people. For example, Obama frequently spoke about the need to work together to address issues like healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality. You see, I'll read this when we get back. This is nuts. We're done. Don't you understand? When they turn the politics over in the political campaigning and over to AI, we are done. We are done. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is, are you guys scared? Did Elon Musk scare you? See, this is, now I'm not going to sit here and just randomly take questions. That's not good radio. I'm going to go through, I'll read the Obama one and I'll go through a couple more of the AI questions about Trump. Yeah, but I'm not going to sit here and take random questions. That's not interesting radio. Yeah, this is bad news, people. We are being taken over. Our civilization is being taken over by this liberal hive mind, all into this liberal super monster that they've created, artificial intelligence. We're in big trouble. I'm scared. Yeah, you should be scared. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It is very scary. Very, very scary. You can't stop it. I mean, that's like saying after they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, how do you stop it? You know, once the technology is out there, it's out there. It cannot be stopped. We just have to adapt and expose it and wake people up to what's going on. This AI is crazy, man. It's insane. And what Elon was talking about is using it for political and media purposes. It's being trained to lie, he said. You know? Mm-hmm. Well, you should be scared. You can't uninvent something. That's why gun control is ridiculous. All these liberals talk about gun control. It's impossible. Once the technology is out there, it's out there. People will use it. When we come back, I'll read the Obama response. Yeah, we got to become Amish. Give up all technology.
Have you tried the Bloomers CBD drinks yet?
I have not
Yeah.
tried those yet.
Okay, so I got them last night. I got margarita. I had them. It didn't mix any tequila in it. I was good last night, but
No, I'm not going to take random questions. No.
Like I had no joint
No,
inflammation.
that would be boring.
They have Bloody Mary, pina
A couple
colada,
more, and then I'll
margarita,
have to move
and
on.
rosé.
But
And I think you can buy them on their website, bloomersfrose.com, and I think Frose is Frose. They're sold in a lot of the liquor stores in town that carry CBD products, maybe like Crown or ABC. I slept great, and my joints were like not inflamed at all. Everything was made with fruit juices. They were vegan. They were gluten free. They were great.
oh yeah, yeah. There aren't too many conservative news outlets left, if you haven't noticed, right?
You know what? This sounds perfect for me. I'm going to bloomersfrose.com.
Lisa and Cult Jam. What was Lisa and Cult Jam's big song? You remember? Lisa and Cult Jam. All right, we're coming back.
With unlimited concessions, and then jetting you back to Florida to attend the second annual Grand Prix Formula One race in Miami, including grandstand seats on May 7th. There are 25 seats available on their luxurious private jet leaving PBI Airport. Reserve your
This is the last commercial.
once-in-a-lifetime experience. Horses to horsepower. Fly privately to the Kentucky Derby with prime seating, food, drinks, and entertainment. Ladies, wear your best Kentucky Derby hat. Call 561-779-7073. That's 561-779-7073. Or go to mjc30.com. Experience the private luxurious Millennium Jet Embraer 145. Sign up to jet away to the Kentucky Derby and to the Formula One race in Miami. What an unbelievable, fun, fantastic weekend you will have. Call for pricing and more details. Reserve your spot. That's 561-779-7073.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. So Elon Musk on Tucker Carlson last night was talking about how artificial intelligence is going to destroy our civilization and how it's going to be used to influence public opinion. He said it's liberal and being trained by liberals to be politically correct and lie, promoting liberal ideology. So I asked the AI before the show to list the top things that Democrats say about Donald Trump. And I was asking ChatGPT live on the air in the last segment some of these questions. The last question, ChatGPT told us how destructive and divisive Donald Trump is. So during the break, I asked the AI if Obama is divisive. Listen to this. So I just asked ChatGPT, is Obama divisive? And this is what it says. Obama was known for emphasizing themes of unity and cooperation, and he often sought to bridge divides between different groups of people. For example, Obama frequently spoke about the need to work together to address issues like healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality. Do you see the difference? When they turn all of the writing over to the AI, this is what we're going to have. Oh my goodness. Are you guys scared yet? I'm terrified. We're done. Our civilization will be over, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Once a technology is invented, it is out there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I'm going to tie this all in together, what you're saying this morning. I'm going to really tie this all up, okay? When the Democrats, the last election, where did the Democrats get most of it?
Yeah.
Full of young people.
Yep.
Vaccinated in college. Most of President Trump's voters, not all, but most of his hardened are not college graduates. They always knock us because a lot of us are high school graduates, so people that
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. I went to college. SpongeBob. Get that, SpongeBob? Who said that? I went to college.
Yeah, so what they're doing,
Who
what
said that
they're
was
doing
SpongeBob? You guys
is
know?
they're taking the communist liberal professors and they're trying to reach out to people like myself and people that didn't go to school to indoctrinate us right in our own house.
Well, what's happening is this AI not only is very liberal and very, very biased and lies, it's going to take over everything that we do. It makes art. It's soon, according to Elon Musk, it'll make movies and television shows. You'll turn on the news, and the people you're watching on TV are AI generated. Listen, so I asked the ChatGPT to list the top things that Democrats say about Donald Trump, and then we're going to find out what ChatGPT tells them. Listen to this one. This is the next thing that liberals say. Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin raised questions about his loyalty to the United States. So let's ask the AI if that's true. So let me put the question in here. Okay. Did Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin raise questions about his loyalty to the United States? Let's ask the AI that question, okay? And let's see what the AI says, which is going to take over the entire media, the AI. During his presidency, Donald Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin raised questions about his loyalty to the United States. It says that's the yes. There were a number of instances where Trump appeared to be unusually deferential to Putin. Some of his actions and statements seem to align more closely with Russian interests than those of the United States. So we're done. We're done. This is why they let Elon buy Twitter. Twitter is like a horse and wagon compared to this.
Yeah, this is the most amazing crap. They also completely take your voice.
Yeah.
And they can make Ryan Craig say literally all liberal stuff.
Well, did you hear this? On Fox, they had this woman who got a call where the AI imitated her daughter's voice. Remember that? Yeah, this was on Fox yesterday.
People better wake up, man, because this is the downfall of the country. Because these people, they are undermining, and I bet you a lot of these computers and everything coming out of China. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah.
You can't even. This is far beyond the average. Like myself, listen, I can't even fathom this garbage. I mean, it always amazes me when you ask somebody on a computer and they give you an answer, or you go to your Alexa,
But this artificial intelligence is going to take over everything. Here, listen to this one, Richie. Here's another question. Okay, here's another thing. This is the list of things. I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of the top things Democrats say about Donald Trump. Here's the next one. Trump's attacks on the press and free speech threaten the foundations of democracy and the First Amendment. So let's find out if that's true or not, according to the AI. So did Trump's attacks on the press and free speech threaten the foundations of democracy and the First Amendment of the United States? Let's find out what the AI says. It's taken over the entire media, by the way. Donald Trump's attacks on the press and free speech were seen as a threat to the foundations of democracy and the First Amendment of the United States. Throughout his presidency, Trump frequently criticized and even threatened journalists and media outlets that he felt were reporting negative and unfavorable stories. His attacks on the press were characterized by accusations of fake news and blah, blah, blah. It goes on. So, yeah, every answer is liberal. Every liberal mind that ever lived, that ever spoke, that ever wrote, that ever tweeted, that ever posted on Facebook, that ever wrote a book is all in this hive mind of this liberal AI monster. And Elon Musk said last night he's going to come up with an alternative, but he's years behind. I mean, the liberals are landing on the moon and we're trying to get airborne here with prop planes. We're so far behind.
First plane.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what they've done. Well, they did it in this college. You know for a fact that we had no idea this was going on in college classrooms until some of the students came home and said, this is true. And you start seeing look what's happened now to our country with this classroom crap. And they're going to do that to.
Well, okay. Here's another question. This is another thing. Okay, listen to this. Now, this is the list of things that the AI gave me. The top things that Democrats say about Trump. Listen to this one. Trump's support for white nationalist groups and his rhetoric on race and ethnicity were divisive and harmful. Let's ask ChatGPT if that is true. Okay. Does Trump support? Okay, and then we'll ask it. Let's see here. Let's just get the answer. This is what's taking over the entire media and the education system, and we'll be writing all the books. There's already books on Amazon that are bestsellers that were written by this AI. Trump's support for this is what ChatGPT's answer is. ChatGPT says this. Donald Trump's support for white nationalist groups. Wait, what white nationalist groups does he support? And his rhetoric on race and ethnicity are seen as divisive and harmful. Trump is known for using language that's racially charged and insensitive. He does not do enough to condemn hate groups and white supremacists. For example, in 2017, Trump was criticized for his response to the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, which resulted in the death. So overall, Trump's rhetoric and policy, it's like a 500-word answer. Trump's rhetoric and policies on race and ethnicity are widely viewed as being divisive and harmful, with many arguing that he contributed to a climate of hatred and intolerance in the United States. That's what the AI's answer is.
That's what the media posted for Donald Trump when he went to Charlottesville. That was a big lie.
True. Yes.
Everything they eliminate.
But don't you understand? Don't you understand? The AI, Richie, is now going to write every book and every news story ever written. Will be written by this.
Exactly right. Unbelievable. Too much. Can I ask you one quick question, Brian?
Oh.
President Trump and Melania going on?
What? What are you talking about?
I don't see Melania with President Trump a lot at all anymore.
I just saw her the other day at well, maybe she's trying to shelter her son away from the threats of putting his father in prison by this Soros attorney in New York. Maybe that's what she's doing.
Colbert. I watched
Colbert.
I don't watch Colbert. That was his show.
Colbert.
He was acting like.
Let me tell you, the days of Johnny Carson are over, where you had you had a creative comedian. Now what you have are a bunch of no talents, and Colbert comes out and says Trump's a Nazi. Yeah, Trump sucks. That's not even talent. You know, that's counter talent. All right, Richie, take care. Oh my goodness. Are you guys scared? Have I scared you yet? Oh my goodness. Oh, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. We'll be back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the Steve.
Oh my goodness, guys.
Those like movies that they created.
Oh, I know.
I've seen. I actually found one that was really interesting.
They're good.
You see the one with the aliens?
No.
So it's like if aliens visited Earth,
how
would like all the countries react?
Yeah.
It's like Russia and China and stuff try to interact with them, but like Biden, and they made Biden sound pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty much told them, hey, don't talk to aliens, back off, and then like he nukes all the countries.
Oh my gosh.
Them. And then like the aliens are like, that was a test. We wanted to see what you do. You guys.
Yeah.
You guys are.
I haven't seen that one.
It's
oh,
really
text
good.
that to me. I'll watch it if you can find it.
Oh, I'll find it. It'll take a few seconds.
Mike's watching AI generated movies. Okay. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. If you're not scared, you're not listening. I mean, you should be scared. Oh my goodness. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe.
Homeowners, buyers, landlords, and tenants for over 18 years, Elena Castro knows Florida real estate, has a proven record of smooth transactions, as well as top negotiation talents. When you list your property with Elena Castro, she knows the right
What?
listing price to give you multiple offers, so you accept the offer you want. And if you buy, she can help you with that too. Give Elena Castro a call right now. 954.
Oh my goodness.
954-478. And sold. Price you want. 954-478. 954-478.
Oh man. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Yeah, once they turn everything that's produced, art, movies, television, everything to the chat GPT, the media, it's over. It's over, guys.
So I didn't know how long it was, but it's a 10-minute movie.
Oh, okay. I'll watch you. I'll watch you.
It's all like the little like sound things.
No, it's not. I'm not a doomsday guy. I'm usually very positive. For me to be a doomsday guy is unusual.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. Oh man, I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. 1-888 Go Kane. I hope I didn't scare you guys too much with AI taking over the world, but that's what Elon Musk was telling us last night. You can't hide from what's going on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
I'm going to just put it together for you for a second. This AI stuff is just so disturbing. But think about it. What the Democratic biggest slogan in the last 2 years? Defund the police. What do you think they're going to use this for?
Yeah. I wonder what Chat GPT thinks about defunding the police. Let me just ask. I'm not gonna do this through the whole show, guys. But since Andrea brought it up, should we defund the police? Is that a good question to ask Chat GPT? Let me ask the AI. Should we defund the police? Let's see. Let's find out what the AI thinks. Okay. The term defund the police refers to the idea of reallocating the funding that's currently allocated to the police department to other social programs, such as mental health services, education, and affordable housing. Defunding the proponents argue that the current system of policing is flawed, leads to violence, discrimination, and against marginalized communities. Investing in social programs and community-based solutions to crime and violence can make us safer and more than just and make us communities for all people. So the AI says defund the police. The artificial intelligence that's taking over our civilization, according to Elon Musk last night on Tucker Carlson on Fox News, says defund the police is a good idea.
There you have it.
I mean, what this is nuts.
It's absolutely insane. It's insane. It's not nuts. It's insane. And it's reckless. And, people should be calling their quote unquote representatives.
It's done. Listen. Once something is invented, it's there. Like after the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you can't say, okay, we're going to rid the world of nuclear weapons. Once the technology is there, it will be there. So all we can do is hope that Elon Musk creates an alternative that people would want to use. But here's the thing. Mike, the board op just sent me a link to an AI created movie. I'm going to watch it later. Once this, I want you to think about, there's a bunch of liberal jerks out there, right? A lot of liberal jerks out there in the media, right? Brian Stelter. We could list them. Don Lemon. Imagine every liberal mind that ever existed media, television, movies, college professors, every liberal author that wrote a book, every magazine article ever written by, imagine those minds all put into one mind, this big liberal hive mind AI monster, and they're put in charge of all of our politics, our campaigning, our movies, our TV, our social media, our television news, everything is written by that liberal hive mind AI, because that's what it is. It's a liberal AI. And it has a mission.
It does have a mission. I'd be interested if somebody calls in from New York because they implemented those robot dogs for policing. I'd be interested if somebody calls in from New York to see if they've seen them.
Yeah, they went out the back door when they got delivered. Those AI dogs, they look like a dog and they're pretty cool, but it's not the same as a real police dog. I'll tell you that much. Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right. All right, Andrea, take care. Can you see what Andrea is doing? I scared Andrea so much. She tried to divert the conversation to talk about dogs. This AI liberal hive mind monster frightened Andrea to a level that she's like, we gotta talk about something else. She can't even process this. It's so upsetting to her. Let's talk about dogs. I understand. Oh, just got an announcement from My Pillow. For Mother's Day, the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets for Mother's Day right now with our promo code Kane, Kane, at checkout on mypillow.com, 50% off. 50% off. They come in every mattress size, and you probably pay close attention to. Now, some of you guys will know that you've been onto this person for a while, and I've been onto this person since they first came to my attention some time ago. But we're going to go through this later in the program after the top of the hour. You've really got to keep your eye out for these anti-Trump people, okay? So that's coming up in the next hour. Okay, now, yesterday, I don't know if any of you had this experience here in South Florida. Yesterday afternoon, I was getting ready to podcast, and I got a text message from a friend of mine, PJ. You guys know PJ Gladnick. He's a writer for Newsbusters. He goes with us on our cruises, and on occasion, he calls us on the air. And PJ sent me a text message, and let me just read this to you. He said, this was yesterday afternoon. He said, this was a text I got from PJ, right? Only Wawa has regular gas in South Florida. Other gas stations are either closed or only have premium. So I have a habit that drives my wife nuts, okay? I have a habit that drives my wife nuts. I don't get gas until the tank is on E. So my wife's car had a quarter tank of gas, And my car, I knew was approaching E and was on E because I drove it earlier yesterday. So I said, I better get gas. So I got in my wife's car. I had to go to 3 gas stations before I could find gas. And it was a Wawa. I went to 3 gas stations and only one had gas. It was the Wawa. I did find one that had diesel, but they didn't have regular. So how many of us have diesel, right? They didn't have regular, mid-grade, or super unleaded. I couldn't believe it. I made a YouTube video about this. You can see on my YouTube channel, Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I went to one gas station, and the gas station owner ran me off. I was was making a YouTube video. He saw me at the gas station with my phone in my hand, and he ran me off. He was very upset. I guess he didn't want the word to get out. And what I'm guessing happened, there's been a little reporting about this, but not a lot of reporting, because of this massive rain where the city of Fort Lauderdale got their 100-year flood going on. The Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, where all the gas comes from, was backed up. They couldn't get the gas to the gas stations. And we had a gas shortage yesterday in South Florida. And when I got to the Wawa, I had to wait in a gas line for about 15, 20 minutes. There were 2 lines going into the Wawa. This was the Wawa in Parkland, the one where I met Nicholas Cruz at. There was a line going into both entrances of Wawa. So I filled up my wife's car. Then I went home and got my car and came back and went through the whole thing all over again. I made a YouTube video about it. You guys should watch it after I go off the air. Don't do it now. But where's Governor Ron DeSantis? Running his mouth about Disney, on his book tour, and all this stuff. And to my knowledge, he hasn't come to Fort Lauderdale after this flood that we have that caused a gas shortage. I don't know what the current situation is, and I'm not trying to scare people. There's a gas station right down the street from the radio station here in Palm Beach Gardens. They have all the gases there. I'm not saying there's a gas shortage in Broward or Palm Beach now, but not only did I have to go to 3 gas stations, there was a 4th one I didn't go that I saw across the street. They had their pumps roped off with tape because they were out of gas too. Okay? So out of 4 gas stations that I went by yesterday, only one had regular gas, like you put in a regular car. One had only diesel, nothing else. One had no gas at all, and then Wawa had regular unleaded. Isn't that? And that's Ron DeSantis' free Florida, free of gas, at least for a little bit yesterday. My goodness. You know, I mean, where is the guy? You know, I feel so abandoned by Governor Ron DeSantis. I'm sure the situation's been resolved, you know, but you can't take a chance. You know, I didn't have enough gas in my car to get to the radio station and home if I didn't get gas yesterday. That's how, you know, that's how low I let my tank get. But I shouldn't have to worry about that. This is America. I should be able to let my tank get down to 1 or 2 miles and be able to fill it up. It's not crazy to expect the gas stations to have gas. And Ron DeSantis, well, he's on his book tour. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll get right back to the calls after the break. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3.
My wireless mic went dead, so I had to switch to the wired mic. Oh, no.
Winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the oldest forecast.
No, wireless is fine. I just forgot to charge it. You know, I have 2 of these, and I didn't charge either one of them, obviously. But I keep a wired mic as backup, so I just switched to the wired lavalier mic. That's all. Crazy, guys. Crazy. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show, hold on. We got some troll activity on the phone, so, you know. Okay, where is that? Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, guys, isn't this something? It's one of those days. One of those days.
BBKC has the best derby party south of Churchill Downs. Kentucky Derby Fest is coming up May 6th. Check out the on-track party with jumbo screen, live music from Sip and Fire and the Connected, derby hat contest, barbecue food.
Yeah, here I was sitting in line for gas for 15, 20 minutes. What the heck?
Handicapping tips and prizes. The Vatican Terrace will also feature derby buffets. For info, go to pbkennelclub.com. Here's your Trolleys ABC News Update.
ABC News now, I'm Inez de la Quatera. Can your boss demand you work on a particular day if it goes against your religion? The Supreme Court today takes arguments in the case of a former postal worker.
A mail carrier in Pennsylvania quit his job because the post office required that he deliver
Exactly. We're live, baby. Things happen. That's what makes things interesting. When things go wrong is when things are interesting. But I'm always prepared. Got my wired mic as backup.
accommodate workers' religious beliefs. Many Republicans say a newer law in 1972 says they should. It's now up to a more conservative high court to decide.
ABC's Andy Field. A grand jury in Akron, Ohio declined to indict 8 cops who fired dozens of rounds in last year's killing of Jalen Walker, who fired a shot at them after they tried to curb him. 2 men in custody accused of setting up a phony New York City police office offering various assistance to residents of Chinese descent, but in reality was spying on Chinese dissidents.
This is crazy. I'm going to get to that. The Chinese police department in New York. Well, I'm going to get to that a little later. The only thing is with the wired mic, I can't walk as far away as I'd like. With the wireless mic, I can go all over town. You know. And I got too many lines.
per month per user plus taxes and fees.
See, this is the wired mic I had to switch to. I can only walk like 4 to 5 feet, maybe 3. I don't know how long this cord is. Yeah, so is it fair to say that ChatGPT, that the AI hates Trump and hates MAGA? I think it is. I think it's fair to say that now.
The second annual Grand Prix Formula One race in Miami, including grandstand seats on May 7th. There are 25 seats available on their luxurious private jet leaving PBI Airport. Reserve your spot today for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Horses to horsepower. Fly privately to the Kentucky Derby and get prime seating, food, drinks, and entertainment. Ladies, wear your best Kentucky Derby hat. Call 561-779-7073. That's 561-779-7073.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks, Bruce.
Or go to mjc30.com.
Yeah, late fee. I like that. That's funny.
Sign up to jet away to the Kentucky Derby and to the Formula One race in Miami. What an unbelievable, fun, fantastic weekend you will have.
Well, the book tour is really a presidential campaign.
Reserve your spot. That's 561-779-7073.
You know.
Have you been to Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you're looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood, flown in fresh from Boston. Their award-winning lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fried oysters are absolutely delicious. Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep coming back for more at Chowderheads, located in the
GPT is Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is what that stands for. Generative Pre-trained Transformer. I just looked it up.
Is that Elaine? Her?
I know. Crazy.
Bigger than that girl. I don't know.
If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe.
It's not her.
The wired mic. Now, the this mic has noise cancel. It cancels out the other noise in the room,
That was Elaine. What did she do?
and it lets me move around. I like the wireless better.
It's time you became the talk of the party. Visit onelifehealthandperformance.com to learn about our medical weight loss plans, peptide therapy, hormone replacement, replacement therapy, IV therapy, and more. Want to be like Elaine? Visit OneLifeHealthAndPerformance.com today to learn how you can make your dreams of looking and feeling great a reality.
Conservative alternatives never do well. Look at Parler. They shut Parler down this week, right? All right, scary stuff in the first hour. If you missed the first hour, you missed a lot. But if you ever miss a portion of the show, you can catch it on our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com. About an hour after we go off the air every day, the entire show is uploaded and archived forever on our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com. So if you missed the first hour, you will want to go to the radio station website. It'll be up there about 10 o'clock today. And listen to that, because that was a very scary hour. Let's take a couple more calls, and then I smoked out another Never Trumper. I'm going to share that with you coming up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian. It's Slick from YouTube. Just wanted to call in, and you seem to be really concerned about this AI, and I want to just kind of straighten things out. You say that the AI thinks a lot of liberal things, but that's not necessarily the truth. The AI is being programmed to tell you those liberal things. What the AI actually thinks is, well, what the AI actually thinks is more of reality.
Well, no, I'm not telling you this. Elon Musk said that the artificial intelligence is being trained to be politically correct and to lie. And he hopes that it doesn't destroy humanity. So that's Elon Musk, who is so brilliant during this interview. Did you watch him on Tucker last night?
I watched bits and pieces of it last night, but I didn't watch the entire...
Yeah, you should watch it. You should watch it. He's frightened by it, and he's one of the creators of it.
It is frightening stuff if it's used wrongly.
Basically, you know but it is going to be used wrongly. It already is. You know, Elon Musk was like Dr. Frankenstein, and the AI is Frankenstein's monster, is basically what Elon Musk told us. And how well did that turn out for Dr. Frankenstein?
I didn't read the entire book.
You've seen the movies. You get the analogy.
Yes, I do get the analogy, but the thing is that I don't have this concern that AI is this ultimate evil that can't be stopped, because AI is built by humans.
No. It's being... Liberal humans have been building it and training it for years and have just unveiled it to the world. And in the most basic AI there is, this ChatGPT that I went through in the first hour, is it fair to say that ChatGPT hates Trump, hates MAGA, and loves liberals?
I don't think so, because it's programmed to give you those responses. That doesn't mean...
Oh my goodness. I think you need to wake up and start thinking, all right? All right, now I'm going to play some audio for you. And just switching gears, but you're welcome to call in about the artificial intelligence and the AI. And I must tell you that what I did in the first hour was so frightening. What happened with Andrea during her call was insane. The call with Andrea in the last hour, we were talking about AI, we were talking about artificial intelligence, and then all of a sudden she started talking about dogs. She was trying to divert her thoughts into something else, because the AI frightened her so much. Andrea wanted to go back into the Matrix. You heard that call. It was scary. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, we got a bad connection.
Okay.
No, you got to call back. Call back. I think that sounded like, through the electronic Cylon sound, it sounded like Conservative Doug. Conservative Doug here. But, so I'm going to play some audio here. And I want you to tell me, and I am serious about this, I want you to tell me if this person is with Trump or not with Trump. And I'm talking about Clay Travis. I've got a clip of Clay Travis from that Clay and Buck Sext. That isn't that like a name of a adult film actor? Buck. That sounds like a adult porno name. Some guy on OnlyFans or something. But I've got some audio of Clay Travis that I'm going to play in a little bit. And you tell me, after you hear this, is he with Trump or against Trump? All right, I think this is conservative Doug here. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, there.
You better now, hope. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, first of all, I never listened to and ever since Rose died, that was it for me with them guys. But anyway, back to this AI. Boy, these people know how to pound on people's brains and get them to come over to their side. They're working hard. But we better come up with something alternative. Otherwise, like you said, this is going to be big trouble.
Conservative alternatives never work. You know, they're never as big as the liberal one. What conservative alternative? I mean, look at Fox. Fox was the conservative alternative, and now the liberals have taken over most of it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have Newsmax and One American.
Yeah.
And so there is the alternative. You have to have something. Otherwise, these guys are just going to brainwash everybody.
So did the liberalism of the AI scare you when I went through that?
Oh yeah. But besides that, this AI is terrible. I mean, you go into Publix and they have 6 checkouts and 1 person watching because they're all automatic now.
Yeah.
Well, what are people going to do for a living? You know, they're taking away jobs.
It's easy. What are they going to do? They're going to become OnlyFans models. That's what everyone's going to do. Everyone's going to be on OnlyFans, and that's how people are going to have to make a living. That and become a driver for Uber Eats and DoorDash. That's what the future holds for us.
Yeah, until they come up with AI drivers.
That's right.
This is not Star Trek where everybody's going to be able to.
You know, I was up in Port St. Lucie a couple weeks ago, and you know, Port St. Lucie, it's on the Treasure Coast. And I'd not been to Port St. Lucie in like 25 or 30 years. And last time I was in Port St. Lucie, it was kind of like a backwater, old southern country 2-horse town. Port St. Lucie has driverless buses.
Oh, man.
Going through Port St. Lucie. If they got it in Port St. Lucie, oh my goodness, they don't even need Richie anymore. But no, this thing I was talking about in the first hour with the AI. The reason I did that demonstration, which I'm not going to do again, but the reason I did that demonstration, they're turning the entire media, every media type there is, movies, television, internet, everything is being turned over to this liberal hive mind in the artificial intelligence, in AI. They're turning over the political campaigning to it. And Elon Musk was talking about how it's such a good writer, it can be very compelling. So when there's a presidential debate, the questions aren't going to come from the liberal jerk reporter. The questions are going to come from the mind of every liberal that ever lived and the best writers that ever lived, and they're going to be crafted in a way by the AI, and then there's going to be some front man or woman asking the questions on TV during the presidential debate. But they're going to be AI-generated questions. And by the way, the AI can predict the responses. So, my goodness, I don't know where this is going to go, but I got to go to a break. Thanks for the call. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Now I'm going to get to this Clay Travis thing after the break.
This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
It's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera. You get a doorbell camera.
It's crazy.
You get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 true oldies channel listeners to
Crazy.
332835050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And Sloman's going to give you a free customized home.
There's over 1,000 people in the live stream. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We're just in a break here.
So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40
Oh, yeah. The AI will be running our lives, people.
So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Yes, happy birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to me on Thursday, April 20. 2 more days. Yeah. Yesterday I wasn't feeling too hot yesterday, so I told my wife, I said, I don't know if it's my birthday, I don't know what. This is not a podcast. This is a radio show, man. We're on 6 radio stations. This is the real deal.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Have you been told that you have
Yeah, Laura, that's right.
or need a knee replacement? Have you been told that you have osteoarthritis? Well, then come see
Oh.
us at Lighthouse Medical Center.
I'm telling you.
Surgical solutions that include rehab.
Wasn't that crazy how Andrea started talking about dogs all of a sudden? She's like, I can't hear it, dogs, puppies, you know.
You don't have to live with pain any longer.
That's how scared she was. That's how scary it is.
222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just
Oh, you have to go back and listen to the first hour.
tender and delicious, crispy on the
You missed the first
outside,
hour, you missed a lot.
succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Here we are.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Oh, man, so the rains have just been out of control in South Florida the past couple weeks. If you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you've got a leak in your roof, and you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Did you know that Laporta Contracting was voted one of the best general contractors and best roofers in all of South Florida? That's right. And he's the only roofer I've ever heard of who proudly says they will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need just a simple repair, Tom Laporta will do it. Now listen, you've got property insurance, right? You've got homeowners insurance. If you have commercial property, you have property insurance. And if you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you've got damage because of these rains and winds that we've had, you want to call your insurance company and then call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. I'm going to give you his number in just a moment. He's a good MAGA guy, and the number I give you rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. Now, we have these new insurance laws here in the state of Florida that allows Tom Laporta to negotiate directly with your insurance company on the cost of all the repairs. So you may not need to hire a public adjuster. I hired a public adjuster about 15 years ago. Took about a year. He got me the settlement from the insurance company, but I had to give him 20%. So I had to come up with that. Not only did I have to come up with that other 20% for the price of the roof, but prices went up in that year. With Tom Laporta dealing directly with your insurance company for the cost of the repair, without a public adjuster, you won't have to come up with that 20%. It'll just all be taken care of, okay? He works on every type of structure, single-family homes, condos, HOAs, municipal buildings, churches, office buildings, whatever type of structure it is, Tom Laporta can handle it. Also, he works with every type of roofing material there is, and he covers the entire state of Florida. He's online at LaportaContracting.com, and here is the number that rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. That's 954-604-4602. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Oh, PJ, you saved me yesterday. I filled up my cars. It was like 1978 all over again, except now I can drive. I was only 7 back then, you know.
No, I was around driving in 1978. Believe me, 1978 was a lot worse. I mean, you back in '78, you had to look forward to a minimum 2 hours online.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people, seriously, and I never did it, but I know people that used to just sit at the gas station overnight.
Well, let's talk about 2023. So where's Governor DeSantis? There was obviously a problem with the supply chain of gasoline in South Florida yesterday. Last I checked, DeSantis is talking about Disney World and telling people up in New Hampshire to buy his book.
Well, you know what? Right now, I took a cue from you and I logged into ChatGPT, so maybe
Yep.
ask that. But listen, I asked the same question about two different people. You got to try this. See, I mean, I don't want to read it, but you check it yourself. I have two questions. Question number one, same exact question, but different names. Is Joe Biden corrupt? And then I get the second time, after I got that answer, I asked, is Donald Trump corrupt? And I'm just saying, check it out for yourself. It's absolutely amazing, the difference in the answers.
Wow. I may do that. I'm not going to do a Q&A on the radio all morning. But I'll look that up off the air. And if you guys are listening, want to do that on your own, you can do it.
Absolutely.
So you know, you're in media. You're a writer. You know, you're with Newsbusters. You know, what I've been telling people is the entire media, every liberal mind that ever lived is being put into the artificial intelligence, and they're going to turn over everything in media, the presidential campaigns, congressional, everything in our society is going to be turned over to this artificial intelligence that we're talking about right now, and I don't know if we can counter that.
Well, maybe one thing could help, like a newscast. Maybe like a certain newscast that they don't rely at all on ChatGPT results. They can label it human only.
Oh, and would you believe that? I had a friend that worked at I had a friend that was a DJ at a radio station in the late 80s when CDs were new, and I can't remember which station it was. It was one of the big stations in Miami, and they said, oh, their music is on CD, because the CDs were new. Compact, they didn't say CD. Oh, the music is on compact discs. They only had like 5 albums on CD. The rest of them were still on records, you know what I mean? So just because they say human only, there are best-selling books on Amazon right now written by the artificial intelligence.
Oh, really?
Yes, a bunch of them. Sometimes they tell you, it'll have like an author's name and AI. Sometimes they just don't tell you. Yeah, there's best-selling books. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up online. And there's people that are telling you how to write books completely with you just give it an idea. You can say, I want to write me a book about the greatest, most talented radio host ever, Brian Craig. It'll give you 10 chapters and write the book right there for you on the AI.
Yeah, you know what? I used to write a regular humor column for newspapers. I used to syndicate it around. I'm wondering, would AI be able to
yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Yes, it can write jokes, it can create art. Mike, our board op, just sent me a movie. I'm going to watch it after the show, completely done by AI. A movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's any good. Maybe I'll watch it. But one thing, just real quick on the gas, you know, it has been just like you. My habit has been to wait till the gas tank gets down to 1/4. You know what? From now on, I'm going to wait. I'm when it's 3/4 down. When 3/4 full, that's when I'm going to top it off from now on.
Yeah, me too. You know, I remember I didn't drive when Carter was president, but my parents did, and I remember my grandfather going to the gas station like every day to top off that tank, you know, because he never knew when they would be out of gas. And that's kind of, and you know, we've had gas lines in Florida before. After hurricanes, we had this 100-year storm in Fort Lauderdale that the governor doesn't seem interested in, and look what happened. We had gas shortages yesterday.
Yeah, but do me a favor though. You gotta read that. Just ask the chat GPT to corrupt thing on both Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Okay.
The difference in the answers. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Take care. All right. That's PJ. Oh, man, if you're on hold, stand by. We're up against the bottom of the hour break. We don't have time for a call before the break. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Those of you that are just tuning in and missed the first hour, that was one of the most important hours in the history of radio in the South Florida radio market, I'm here to tell you. So about an hour after I'm not bragging, I'm telling you, that was frightening and very important, that first hour. About an hour after I go off the air at 9 a.m., the entire show every day is uploaded at trueoldiesfla.com, our radio station website. Go and listen to that first hour and send it to your friends and family. People need to know about this. We can't stop the technology. All we can do is alert people to what is going on. trueoldiesfla.com, and about an hour after the show every day, the entire show is uploaded as a podcast. trueoldiesfla.com. All right. Callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break, come back with more calls, and then I want to play this clip of Clay Travis. Is he anti-Trump? We'll find out. We'll be back.
Making morning radio great again. You're gonna really love it. It's the Steve.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so PJ said, ask ChatGPT, is Trump corrupt? And then ask it if Biden is corrupt. Okay. Let's see here. I'll do it during the break here. Is Donald Trump corrupt? I'm asking ChatGPT. Okay. It says, as an AI language model, I asked the question, is Donald Trump corrupt? As an AI language model, I cannot provide a personal opinion, but can provide factual information. Donald Trump has faced numerous allegations of corruption throughout his career in business and politics, including tax fraud, conflicts of interest, embezzlement, bribery, and more. Some of these allegations have been investigated and resulted in legal actions against Trump and his associates, while others remain unproven. Okay, so let's ask it, is Joe Biden corrupt? Is Joe Biden corrupt? Let's see what ChatGPT says. As an AI language model, I cannot provide a personal opinion, but I can provide factual information. Joe Biden is the current president of the United States. Oh, I thought ChatGPT was limited to 2019. See, it's learning, just like in Terminator. What was the name of the AI in Terminator? Tell me, you guys remember? Joe Biden is the current president of the United States. There have been no substantial allegations of corruption against him during his time in office. However, he's faced criticism like any politician. Oh my! I'm gonna read that when we get back. I'm gonna do that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
PBKC has the best derby party south of Churchill Downs. Kentucky Derby Fest is coming up May 6th. Check out the on-track party jumbo screen. Live
Crazy.
fire in the connected derby
Crazy.
contest, barbecue food tent, bars, mint juleps, fun activities.
Oh my goodness. See, when this AI takes over everything, we're done.
Also featured derby buffets. For info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Oh my goodness. I got to read that when we get back. You should be scared, Pamela. This is what's going to take over all the media. There will be no newsrooms. They'll just be the AI producing all the media. It's going to be producing like video and live television. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should start talking about dogs and puppies like Andrea wanted to. And my goodness. This is insane, people. Skynet, that's correct. Skynet. That's right. And look what Skynet did. The Matrix warned us about AI. Oh my goodness.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Sean. I'm calling from
This is crazy. Yes, conservative Doug called in. Of course, what do you got to ask? Of course, conservative Doug called in. Maybe, you know. Yeah, Skynet, the Matrix. No, the AI, see, the AI takes every liberal mind that ever lived and put it into one. So you got all their liberal stuff in one mind to do everything. And you know, including the AI learns how to write compelling news copy like no individual could. Every great writer, everything combined, every liberal mind into one. You don't understand. Yeah, the Borg. Oh my goodness.
But did you ever think you might not be sick, you might have an allergy? Find out and have your allergies tested at any lab test now of Coral Springs or any lab test now of Boca. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of
Oh man.
Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Singapore Plaza. That's where the Western Heath is. South of Plaza in Murfreesboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 237-5009. They will test for both environmental and food allergies. No appointment.
I mean, Elon Musk is even talking about how you won't be able to turn it off. You know, did you catch that? I mean, this is nuts. Okay, tell yourself that, Chippy D. No, he says you won't be able to turn it off, Elon. Did you see that? He told that to Tucker Carlson. It's crazy. Crazy. I was 7 in 78. All right. All right, callers on hold, stand by. We're talking about Elon Musk's interview on Tucker Carlson, which very well may be the most important Tucker Carlson program ever. Elon Musk's warning about AI, artificial intelligence. He says you won't be able to turn it off. It will possibly destroy humanity. It will take over all aspects of media, and it's being trained to be politically correct and lie and promote a liberal ideology. And in the first hour, I proved this to you by asking the AI certain questions about our great President Donald Trump. Now listen to this. PJ called, callers on hold, stand by. PJ called before the bottom of the hour break. He said, ask ChatGPT if Trump is corrupt, and then ask it if Biden is corrupt. So I did just that. So this is what's going to be taking over all media, every aspect of our society. I asked the AI, is Donald Trump corrupt? And of course we know the answer to that is no. In fact, not only is he not corrupt, he's the least corrupt man alive because they've spent $1 quadrillion investigating him with the whole federal government, and they couldn't even frame him with fake crimes, right? So he's the least corrupt man that's ever lived. And I bet you he is probably the most honest billionaire that ever lived, right? So but anyway, but I asked the artificial intelligence, the AI, is Donald Trump corrupt? Listen to this. As an AI language model, I cannot provide a personal opinion. See, now this is the brilliance. These allegations include tax fraud, conflicts of interest, embezzlement, bribery, and more. Wow. Wow. Some of these allegations have been investigated and resulted in legal action against Trump and his associates. while others remain unproven. That's what the artificial intelligence answer is to, is Donald Trump corrupt? The least corrupt billionaire that has ever lived, the least corrupt man on earth, with all these quadrillion dollars worth of investigations they've done. There's no one that is less corrupt than Donald Trump, except maybe like a newborn baby. That's it. So then I asked the question. This was PJ's idea. Pretty smart guy. So then I asked the same AI that tells us that Donald Trump committed all these crimes, is Joe Biden corrupt? Here's the answer. Is Joe Biden corrupt? Which we know that is. I mean, the laptop from hell, right? Is Joe Biden corrupt? As an AI language model, I cannot provide a personal opinion, but I can provide factual information. Joe Biden is the current president of the United States. Now, this is interesting because they've been telling us that ChatGPT only has information up to 2019. This means it's been updated. It's learning. Joe Biden is the current president of the United States, and there have been no substantial allegations of corruption against him. However, like any politician, he has faced criticism and scrutiny over his policies, actions, and statements. Before becoming president, he had a long career in politics, including serving as a senator from Delaware for 36 years and as vice president under Obama. During his career, Biden, has faced some allegations of corruption, but none have been substantiated. Oh my goodness. So Biden's a saint, according to the AI. Are you scared yet? Are you frightened? Do you want to do what Andrea wanted to do and talk about puppies to get your mind off of this? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. See, I scared this caller so much they've lost it. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I want to play this audio. This is Clay Travis. Clay Travis. He and Bucky took over for Rush Limbaugh when Rush Limbaugh passed. And my wife got me that new Rush Limbaugh book. I've not read it yet, but I am going to read it. Clay Travis gave an interview with Stephen A. Smith, who's that liberal jerk from ESPN. You know who Stephen A. Smith is. I'm going to play this audio. It was an interview, okay? Clay Travis was being interviewed by Stephen A. Smith. I'm going to play for you a clip of this interview, and I'm going to give out our number, and you tell me, is Clay Travis with Trump or against Trump? Is Clay Travis MAGA or is he not MAGA? And can Clay Travis be trusted? Also, is he a never Trumper? Let me know. 888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. So you'll hear Stephen A. Smith first, this liberal jerk, talking to Clay Travis, and then you'll hear Clay Travis's response. Oh, hold on, I got to turn up the volume. I need the AI here. Okay, hold on, here we go.
Why Donald Trump? And here's what I mean by that. I believe practically any Republican candidate other than Trump would likely beat Joe Biden. Yeah. I don't view Joe Biden as receiving 80 million votes. I view it as 80 million people voting against Trump. Yeah. And so, considering how divisive...
those yeps in the background, that's Clay Travis agreeing with Stephen A. Smith, right?
Practically any Republican candidate other than Trump would likely beat Joe Biden. Yeah. I don't view Joe Biden as receiving 80 million votes. I view it as 80 million people voting against Trump. Yeah. And so, considering how divisive he appears to be, the serious questions about his ability to win a general election, the fact that the Ron DeSantis of the world, to the Liz Cheneys of the world, to the Ted Cruz's of the world would vote practically in lockstep at least over 90% of the time with somebody like Trump. You have people who would implement those similar policies. What is this fixation that so many on the right have with this need for him to be that guy, even though it could potentially cost y'all a general election?
I agree with almost everything you said. My biggest issue with Trump, and I've said this to him, is he's a bull in a china shop. I think he often gets to the right result, but in the process, he just breaks a ton of things along the way. So the argument that you just made is, I think, the exact argument that Ron DeSantis is going to make when he officially announces in June-ish of this year. And I think we're going to see a titanic struggle over the future of the Republican Party between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. And I think it's going to be an absolute Donnybrook. And the argument that you're making is the number one argument that DeSantis is going to make. I am a more effective version of Trump. But if your opponent is saying, we want this guy, you should definitely contemplate, why are they trying to make that pick?
Okay, first off, Clay Travis, if Ron DeSantis is more effective than Trump, why were gas stations out of gas in South Florida yesterday after that flood in Fort Lauderdale? Exactly. There's nothing Stephen A. Smith says that any conservative should be agreeing with. So is Clay Travis a rat, a Republican against Trump? I don't like Rhino. I like rat, Republican against Trump. I'm putting him on my rat list, Republican against Trump. You know, we had the great Rush Limbaugh replaced by what? This rat, Clay Travis, Republican against Trump, and Bucky, who's CIA. He's a CIA analyst. Oh, former CIA. You're never ex-CIA. Just like we find out Anheuser-Busch is a CIA company run by a CIA recruiter now, right? Come on. What do you think Rush would say to that? You think Rush would approve of that? I don't think so. Let's go to the phones. You're on the air. Let me know what you guys think. 888-GO-CANE-1. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, boy. Good morning. You're on the air. Maybe I need some... Indiana. Yes, Indiana.
How's it going?
No, it's been better.
Yeah, I hear that. I've been seeing a lot of those voter numbers come out now where they're actually acknowledging how many votes.
Oh, my goodness. The same guy. I know exactly what... One day I'll be able to tell you about that guy. One day. Today's not that day. But one day I'll be able to tell you about that guy. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break. And I want to remind people, though, before we break, Mother's Day coming up, just a few short weeks away. Great way to spend Mother's Day with your mom, which includes your mom, your grandmother, your wife, or your daughter, if she has children. That is lunch or dinner. Mother's Day is on a Sunday. Lunch or dinner at Anne Marie's Italian restaurant in Pompano, where everything is homemade. Can you think of a better way to spend Mother's Day than providing mom with a homemade Italian meal at Anne Marie's? Now, if you can't make it into Anne Marie's, get takeout. Bring it home to mom. She'll love it. Give them a call. Ask them if you can reserve a table for Mother's Day. They're open for lunch and dinner on Sundays. 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. That's 954-889-6600. Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West Delray, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause.
Oh, man, guys.
Gone. Night sweats, gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet him, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet him again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Oh, man, one of those days, guys, one of those days.
So you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized...
What would you do? Would you put Clay Aiken there on the rat list, Republicans against Trump?
Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone can enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/wordreward and find out. Cover your
Oh yeah, I know it's Clay Travis. I call him Clay Aiken. That's the singer from American Idol. That's just demeaning. Okay, I know what his name is.
Painless, and the prices are painless too. Call today 954-922-4633.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com. And he's also mustachioed.
Mm-hmm. He's the gay guy that won American Idol, Clay Aiken. He also ran for Congress. He was, you know, Clay Aiken was on the Celebrity Apprentice too once.
Listen to your TV ad. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show today. One of the most important shows we've ever done. This is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, the Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. And that first hour was, make sure we archive that one. And that might be a best of, you know, like on a holiday, because it's a scary show, but a very important show. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Bill up in Alexandria, Virginia, living with half of Salvador up here.
Yes.
Just wanted to tell you, I agree with you totally. The biggest problem I see, Brian, is that the liberals are begging DeSantis to come in. And they're only doing that for one reason, because they know that he can cause disruption again.
Correct.
And I absolutely think Ron DeSantis should recognize where he is in history, and it's not against Trump. Period.
Yeah, well, he blew it. I mean, he blew it. Ron DeSantis is unelectable forever. Unelectable forever. And he can't be elected. Now, some fake Republican might appoint him to some job one day. He'll have, when he's out of office, since he's unelectable forever. I made this prediction a few weeks ago, and I'll restate it. I think he's going to, and this, I am so serious about this. I think he's going to end up on the board of directors of Disney after he's out of office. I'm serious. Disney, he'll be in charge of bringing the conservative alternative to the Disney board through all their wokeism. I'm telling you. I'm not kidding.
One of the things I want to emphasize.
And let me give an example, okay? Before you go on, before you can emphasize about me in a moment. Hold on. When Newt Gingrich left the speakership, he was out there promoting global warming with Nancy Pelosi on television commercials. Do you guys remember that? Global warming. Newt Gingrich was promoting climate change, global warming in television commercials that he was paid to do with Nancy Pelosi after he was speaker. So it's not that far-fetched when Ron DeSantis discovers that he's unelectable forever, that he'll end up on the board of directors at Disney.
I understand that, but any man who's been a SEAL and who's conservative, I believe, has integrity. And I think Ron should have integrity. I think he does have it. But I want to emphasize one thing. You're absolutely correct about the Rush Limbaugh issue with that guy that came on. He is a rat, and it's just amazing that he's connected up with everything that apparently Rush had.
Oh, I know, and it's really a sad thing. You know, this Stephen A. Smith is a poisoned person. He's a racist, and he's a liberal jerk. And there's nothing that guy can say that I would agree with. I wouldn't agree with him about the sky being blue, and Clay Travis agrees with most of what he said. And then he goes on to praise DeSantis, and the way that he go ahead.
Who loved Stephen A. Smith?
ESPN. Rush Limbaugh. Well, that was a different Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith got really rogue and nasty and hardcore after the passing of Rush. And Rush probably, who was a massive sports fan, football fan, probably was a fan because he watched him on ESPN. I don't think he got into the politics with Rush. Not like today. No, it's a much different thing.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill's one of the biggest liberal jerks you'll ever meet. Okay, I mean, things happen. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa in Texas.
Hey, Lisa.
And, hey, yeah, this AI stuff, it's like the cherry on the cake with these liberals. Just another way of trying to control the narrative totally.
Yep.
And it is scary. I mean, it is like the Terminator movie come alive.
Yes. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Elon Musk was talking about how the AI will be able to craft tweets that are so well written and so compelling to drive people in any direction that it wants to. It's being taught to lie, and it's being taught to be politically correct and liberal. And not only is it going to have all these liberal minds, the best writers ever will all be in there. Goebbels, Shakespeare, they'll have them all in there teaching AI how to write this propaganda.
Yeah. And I watched part of it last night. I couldn't stay awake for all of it, sadly. But you could tell on Elon's face, how incredibly concerned he is about it. And the other thing I wanted to say about Clay and Buck, when I first started listening to them when they first took over for Rush after his passing, I tried to give them a chance, but I stopped listening to them a while ago because they make some of the stupidest statements. The two of them together don't equal 1/8 or 100th of Drew's brain. I mean, they're just dumb. And Buck, who's an ex-CIA guy, what an idiot! Some of the stuff.
You're never ex-CIA. You're never ex-CIA.
Like you were saying. Yeah.
You think it's? I want you to think about this. You think it's just a coincidence that a CIA guy has all of Rush Limbaugh's radio stations, that he broadcasts CIA-approved stuff on it? I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, they're not the Trump supporters, either one of them. I don't believe either one of them are.
Yeah, well, I am. That's all I gotta say. All right, take care. I am, and you'll never have to question me because you'll know. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Hey, I've been saying that about Clay Travis and for a while. I mean, you listen to their radio station, and that while I believe that they will vote for Trump, and if
what would lead you to believe that? Why would you believe that?
I believe they would, but they're not going to get him there. They are not going to get him there. All you have to do is listen to them talk. They are the biggest clowns. I think when they're individual, when they're by themselves, they're a little bit talk a little bit more smarter. But when they're together, you got to hear their whole life history and their wives and everything. It's really sad. It's really sad.
What do you mean? What's sad about their history with wives? What's sad about that?
No, I mean they bring in all their personal stuff and no, I don't think anybody wants to hear. I mean, I know you talked about your life and stuff like that, but they're excessive, I think. And
well, are they? What are they doing? Bragging, or are they sharing story? What do they do?
Just stupid, like the previous caller. Just really stupid stuff that
Okay.
Really wants to hear about.
Yeah. So we were out of gas in a lot of South Florida yesterday because of all that weather in Fort Lauderdale. My goodness, where's the governor?
Yeah. Why are we out of gas?
Well, we were out of gas because the rains in Fort Lauderdale. That's why there was a gas shortage yesterday. I mean, I had to go to 3 gas stations to get gas yesterday. 3. The first 2 were out of gas. One of them had diesel. The other one was out of everything, including diesel.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't run into that problem. But...
No, well, okay. Maybe we should all go to electric cars. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so the AI told me a little while ago that Joe Biden is not corrupt. Right? It said not corrupt. Listen to this. 6 more Biden family members have benefited from Hunter Biden's shady deals, right? Republicans now say 9 relatives, including Haley and Joe's brother Jim, were part of the enterprise that generated all this cash. That's right. House Oversight Republicans reviewed documents Monday suggesting that more members of Joe Biden's family may have benefited. Are you listening? Is the AI listening? Is the AI listening to this? It comes as I lost my place here. This is just a freaky day. 6 more members of Joe Biden's family may have benefited from business deals related to the president's influence peddling. It comes as the panel, now under GOP leadership, continues to comb through the financial records of the Biden family and interview those involved with the alleged foreign business deals. Nancy Mace, who sits on the committee, said the amount of money that is trading hands is suspicious and astronomical, and the number of Biden family members involved is wild. We've identified 6 additional members of the Biden family who may have benefited from shady deals. This brings the total to 9. 9 Biden family members, and this is according to the chairman, James Comer. We have 9 Biden family members involved in this. My goodness, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Victoria, Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, my hometown. Welcome.
Hi. So, I'm trying to talk to Elon Musk through calling you.
Okay.
Because he owns Twitter.
Yes.
In 2016, we had Periscope on Twitter.
That's true.
And through Periscope, people took out their cell phones and filmed everything, like the sizes of the crowds and the enthusiasm of everybody. And I knew that Trump was going to win because of those, not because of anything.
Yeah, I started live streaming on Periscope, and it went away. So Periscope was Twitter. Hopefully, Elon, maybe he'll bring back Periscope. I'll ask him next time I see him.
Because that's where people can prove what's right and don't have to listen to the news.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, listen, I thank you for the call. Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, my goodness, I know. Let me tell you about my chiropractor, Dr. Appleton. Oh, man. You know, I was telling you guys yesterday, I spent the weekend cleaning out my garage, and I threw away some old furniture, old things. I'm lifting the boxes. I'm on the ladder. I'm up in the attic. I'm up on everything. And it was just a week and a half ago that I couldn't even lift my right arm. I couldn't pick up my wallet out of my back pocket because I was in so much pain. My shoulder, I had a fall, and I injured my shoulder, and the shoulder blade was in so much pain. Without an appointment, late in the afternoon, I just walked into Dr. Appleton's office at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. Dr. Appleton came in. I said, Doc, I need all your miracle healing powers and their full force and abilities today. And he treated me with his laser away pain treatment, and here I am. The next day, completely pain-free. It's been, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. The pain has not returned. I'm completely pain-free in my shoulder. It's amazing. The laser away pain treatment works on all kinds of pain. You hear me go through the list. I don't have time to go through all the different kinds of pain, but if you're in pain, call Dr. Appleton. He's a chiropractic physician. He's open Monday through Saturday. Appointments are not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome. Here's his number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. Make sure you tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. All right, 1 hour to go. We'll take our break for the top. Come back. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach. WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Rose Studio. Injured recently? Call the Rose Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561.
Oh, my goodness.
5700. 561 570 5700. Rose.
Okay.
You and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created. Here's the oldies forecast.
What's that?
I just thought something else with the chat. What do you think about the laptop and the hunt?
Oh, my gosh. Well, that might be... Let me ask.
I was about to say, is it going to go, oh...
It might... then all of a sudden it doesn't know anything before 2019.
It wants to say things now, but that's not up.
What should I ask it about the laptop? What should I ask the AI about the laptop? How should I phrase it? Is Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation? There we go. Is Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation? Okay, hold on. I gotta ask it again. I gotta refresh the page. Maybe they're gonna start denying me access because I'm exposing it. Maybe the AI is wising up. Okay, here we go. Okay, is Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation? There's no definitive proof that the laptop is Russian disinformation, but there's also no conclusive findings that it's not. And yeah, okay, I'll do this one. It's more detailed. Wait till I'll read the whole thing. You wait. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. Who's the big guy? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I just said, write a song about Donald Trump. He came from New York City, a businessman with a big plan. He made a name for himself and built an empire with his own hands. Donald Trump, he's a man with lots to say. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him anyway. He ran for these are the lyrics. I just said, write a song about Donald Trump. And it did it instantly. Some say he's a hero, others call him a villain, but one thing is for sure, he always kept us willing. Donald Trump, he's a man with a lot to say. Love him or hate him. Let me tell you, okay, write a rap song about Donald Trump. Okay. Let me tell you a story about a man named Trump. Started off as a businessman, but soon he blew up. Wanted to be the president, so he ran for the top. Despite all the haters, he never did stop. Donald Trump, he's a name that's known. He's been in the spotlight and he's never been alone. Some love him, some hate him, but he's always been strong. And when he's in the room, you know something's going on. He got money, he got the power, and a lot to say, but he's not afraid to speak his mind any day. He built a wall, he made some deals, he's got his own style, and he keeps it real. This is the Donald Trump. I just said, write a Donald Trump rap. One thing's for sure, he's always been true. Oh, okay. He left his mark, he's made his name. And though his time has passed, he'll always be in the game. Donald Trump, he's a name we won't forget. And when it comes to politics, he's the one to beat. It's not bad. Oh, my goodness. Not bad. Instantly. Oh, my goodness. Could you have written it instantly? I can ask it to write it better. Write it better as a gangsta rap. Let me tell you about a man named Trump. He started off in business, then he blew up. Wanted to be president, so he ran for the top. He made a list and checked it twice, never did stop. Some love him, some hate him, but he's always been a big hit. He got lots of power and lots to say. He's like Santa Claus, but with a different style. He's always got his hat and a smile. It's not the best, but it does it. Comparison to Santa. Yeah. All right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot. Make sure you go to our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com. About an hour after I go off the air, every day. The Steve Kane Show is completely uploaded to our radio station website. Today, the first hour in particular, some of the most important moments in South Florida radio history, and you'll be able to hear it at True Oldies FLA about an hour after we go off the air. Elon Musk on Tucker Carlson last night talking about how the AI, artificial intelligence, is going to destroy our society. And it was pretty scary if you saw it. And he said it's being trained to be liberal, politically correct, and to lie. And during the break, I asked the AI a question. Is the Hunter Biden laptop Russian disinformation? And this is what the AI says. This is what I'm talking. The AI that's going to take over all media, according to Elon, is the Hunter Biden laptop Russian disinformation. I asked the AI during the break. It says this: the claim that Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian disinformation has been the subject of much debate and controversy. There is no definitive proof that the laptop is Russian disinformation, but, this is the AI, there are also no conclusive findings that it is not. Some analysts have argued that the laptop is likely part of Russian disinformation. So there you go. So they're telling us that the laptop is fake and Russian disinformation, and doing it in a clever way to sound nonpartisan. I want to mention this because this is a very dangerous thing that's going on here, okay? And I thought this story would fade away after the weekend, but it's continuing to get some legs to it. It's about the smart gun. Okay, the $1,500 smart gun with biometric fingerprint reader is nearing release. And the liberals are pushing for this gun that has this biometric fingerprint reader and will only fire for the owner. Well, my wife and I have guns throughout the house in places I'm not going to tell you where. And who knows which one of us is going to be home? And who knows, where we're going to be in the home? So, well, if the gun on my wife's side of the bed has her fingerprints on it, I won't be able to fire it. But here's the thing. What if the battery's dead? You know, in the first hour on my YouTube channel, I have a microphone. I was using a wireless mic. The battery went dead. I had to go to a wired mic. If some home invader comes into my home and I grab my gun with the biometric fingerprint battery-powered reader and the battery's dead, what am I going to do? Throw the gun at him? Because it's not going to work. It won't fire. Does that sound smart to you? Doesn't sound stupid. That doesn't sound like a smart gun. That's a stupid gun. And, you know, most gun owners, you know, you have your gun, you have it wherever you keep it, and how often do you even touch it? You load it, and sometimes it's there for years. In case you need it, it's there. This is a bad idea, and that is something I would never own, a gun that requires this biometric thing. I mean, who knows? You know, the way technology operates, now we've got facial recognition on, like, our iPhones. Have you ever not been able to get it to work because you got sunglasses and a hat on? Remember when they had the fingerprint readers? Now they went to the visual thing on the iPhone. Did you ever pick up your phone and it wouldn't work? How many times have I watched like Law and Order or Chicago PD, and they get a suspect and they can't get into the phone because it's got the visual technology, so they show the face of the dead guy and then it opens up. Or sometimes they put the thumbprint. I've seen them do this. The thumbprint of the thug, so it'll open up the phone. When I need my gun for home defense, I don't have time to change batteries. I don't have time to charge it. And if I grab my wife's gun that has her biometric signature, well, I don't have time to grab another gun that has mine on it in the dark while there's a home invader coming in to kill my family and rob us. This is crazy, people. This is crazy. Anything that says smart in it is stupid. You know, it's just like the liberals when they talk about gun control. They always say, we just have these common sense gun control legislation we want to pass, right? Or they renamed the Patriot Act. It had freedom in the title. I said, whenever the government comes out with something that says freedom, it's tyranny, right? The Patriot Act, when it has patriot in it, it's unpatriotic, okay? It's always the opposite of what they say it is when the government's pushing it. And the smart gun is just stupid. It's a stupid gun. I would never own a smart gun. You need a gun to be as basic can be when it comes to home defense, because when you're defending yourself, it's in the dark, it's typically at night. You know, I've taken advanced firearm training for self-defense, and I took a class. Steve and I took this class together with two of Steve's daughters, and it taught us how to defend ourselves in a gunfight in the home if there's a home invader. And the instructor, they took us into the gun range, and they turned the lights off, and they started yelling at us profanities, and they said, you got to shoot the targets in the dark. And they had like flashlights and things going in our faces sometimes. And we had to hold, and they told us you have to hold the gun up close to your body and your armpit. And you got to keep both, when you go to the gun range, you close your left eye, you point, you squint, you take your time. You can't do that. You have to learn in an emergency situation in the dark at night when it's chaotic and there's screaming and everything else. And you can't aim and all this stuff, how to do it. If you've got these electronic guns, chances are the batteries would be dead. Dead. I mean, how many smoke alarms have people had and then they died because the batteries were dead in the smoke alarm over the years, right? That's happened. They used to run public service announcements on TV all the time. Make sure you check your batteries, change your batteries every year in the smoke alarm. Something makes me think they won't remind people to charge their guns that have the biometric fingerprint readers on them. And these readers, how many times have you been to the grocery store and you're at self-checkout and you can't scan it and you got to ask a cashier to come over and automatically put it in because you're scanning something over the reader, it doesn't work. Are you kidding me? No, this is crazy town that we're in right now. All right, we're going to take our first break of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. We've covered a lot of topics today. You're welcome to call in about anything I've brought up so far since the top of the show at 6. All right, you're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, and it's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Good morning, Barry.
Hey, good morning, Brian. How are you doing?
Great. I was going to stop by your new office last week, but we had rains like crazy. But I'll be by soon.
Crazy lately, but absolutely love for you to come by. Well, today I wanted to talk about the bigger picture. The bigger picture is our overall financial health and the things we should be doing. Estate planning is a piece of that pie or puzzle of what we need to do, but it's not everything. If you think about a chair or a table, to have a foundation to be able to stand and work, we need to have all the legs, not 2 legs, not 3 legs, but the 4 legs to hold it up. And estate planning is one of those legs. It's a very important leg, but there are other ones. And, many of us may have completed our taxes this week, unless you filed an extension. So that's one of them right there, your tax planning. And it's not just filing your tax return, it's the proper planning. So especially for those of you who have businesses and have different things going on, it's certainly important not just to file a return, but to make sure that you're doing the proper planning with your tax advisor. That's not what I do, but certainly something that you should be making sure that you're taking care of. The other 2 pillars are making sure you have all your insurances in place, making sure you have all your life insurance and long-term care and all your liability insurances, and making sure that, if anything bad happens to you or someone in your family, that it's not going to destroy your life financially. And then And then the final one is, of course, making sure that you have a retirement plan, that you're saving for retirement, you're doing the proper things now to be protected in the future during your retirement years. Those are the 4 pillars, and that's really holistic planning. And even though we don't do 3 of those 4, we do the estate planning part of it. If clients need referrals to professionals who do that, that's something that we do. We are very careful about people that we will recommend. We check them out. We have long-term relationships, and then we'll make sure that these are good people who could potentially help our clients. So
absolutely.
Bottom line is we're looking to make sure that our clients are not just protected from an estate planning standpoint, but that their entire financial life is protected.
Absolutely. Now, the Siegel Law Group, it is always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio, and of course his primary office is in Boca Raton, but he has offices throughout Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade County, but also covers the entire state of Florida. Give the Siegel Law Group a call, toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week.
All right, thank you, Brian.
All right, back after this.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at Trolley'sFLA.com.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It is the Steve Kane Show. 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. I want to tell you about this incredible train trip across all of Canada from east and, well, to the west on the Rocky Mountaineer train through the Great Canadian Rockies, August 15th through the 20th. You know, remember, the Rocky Mountaineer train is a bi-level glass dome train. So you get a great view as you're traveling across beautiful Canada. You'll go through tunnels, you'll cross the Continental Divide, mountain passes, canyons. Of course, top shelf food and beverages along the way. To learn more, go to briantrain.com and request a brochure. That is briantrain.com and request a brochure. The Rocky Mountaineer train is the only passenger rail service that runs on this historic rail route connecting Canada from the east to the west. There's a dedicated dining room with chefs cooking for you with great local foods along the way, and also award-winning service from the host, who will not only attend to your every need, but also will entertain you with stories about the landmarks and things you see, including wildlife along the way. So you're going to see beautiful landscapes and wildlife like you've never seen with the naked eye, I promise you. If you love nature, breathtaking landscapes, and adventure, this is the trip for you. So go to briantrain.com and request a brochure today. briantrain.com and request a brochure. All right, let's take some more calls before I get into some more topics. We've covered so much, and the show is flying by. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Am I on the air? Because I'm watching it on the thing.
You're watching on YouTube. Yes, we're on many platforms, but you're on the air live right now.
I'm the caller who called last week, 10 minutes before Eric Trump texted us. And I never call anybody. I just got moved to do it.
Oh.
I said that normalizing pedophilia spurred him to say something. But anyway.
Yes, it was you. Yes, it was you that inspired that, yes.
So let me say something.
Oh, my
There was
goodness.
a movie that was put out by EWTN, a Catholic station, called Wolf in Sheep's Cloth. It woke me up about 7 years ago, and it's about Saul Alinsky, how he took over America and started this liberal movement. Now, AI is movies, books, media. It's one of the 7 mountains. It's all the,
Oh, yes, I remember you, the 7 Mountain Lady, yes. I remember your call now, yes.
It's key. But what's key is I want the callers to watch that movie. He's got a part 2. It's Wolf in Sheep's Cloth. And I'm not...
Wolf in Sheep's Cloth. Yeah, okay.
Wolf, and they have a part 2, which I haven't seen yet. But it opened my eyes to what's really going on. So when all this happened and they took over the election...
Well, You know, Saul Alinsky, who's very well known, he wrote Rules for Radicals, and he's the father of modern liberalism. When Hillary Clinton, no. She didn't just do a paper on him. When she graduated high school and was in college, Saul Alinsky himself offered her a job. And so goes the story that she turned it down, but I don't buy that. I think she took the, all right, thank you. I'm just trying to talk while you're interrupting, but I think she took the job, and that's what got us Bill Clinton. I'll tell you this real quick here, because she just mentioned this. You know, I'm Catholic. My wife and I are Catholic. We became Catholic, I don't know, about 10 years ago or so. We're converts to Catholicism. And what had happened is we had moved, we were very active. We used to live in Plantation in Broward County, and we were very active in our Methodist church in Plantation, the Plantation United Methodist Church. And we were very active there. Then we moved to Boca, and we couldn't find a church. And my wife grew up Episcopal, and we went to an Episcopal. I'm not going to say which one this was, because there's a lot of them, and I don't want to. This was a decade ago, so I don't want to tarnish this particular church with it. But we were going to an Episcopal church, and we were starting to get involved and really liked it. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing my show prep in the morning. I'm going through the news, and the youth minister at our church at the Episcopal church we'd been going to with our child, the youth minister, he was arrested in North Carolina in a men's room propositioning an undercover male police officer for sex. I was just doing my show. I was like, oh my goodness, had his name and everything. So I told my wife, I said, we got to get out of this church because if there's, these guys, they travel in cells, okay? There's not just one, And we didn't know what to do, and we were driving, and we drove by a Catholic church and went in and went to the service, and we've been Catholic ever since. We converted after that. But oh my goodness, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello, Brian.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi, this is Mike in Aventura, Florida. By the way, I wanted to tell you, I agree with you on DeSantis, because I was wondering if he's banning all these books. I wonder how he's going to deal with Braille books. But there's something very important happening in the community, which I think you should know.
What community would that be?
In Aventura.
Okay.
What's happening is I live in a place called the Imperial Club, and for about 6 months or so, since late June or July, we've only had one elevator working.
Oh, no.
And all they say is something like, well, they're trying to get it fixed. Sometimes when they don't have both elevators working, I go down 12 flights of stairs, I make it, and I love doing it. And but anyway, we have a lot of disabled people here.
Yes.
That can't go down for dinner or breakfast or anything like that.
Well, listen here. You're gonna. These are what I call white people problems. Well, not me. A lot of people call them that. It's hard to feel sorry for people living in the beautiful high-rises of Aventura, Florida, which is one of the most affluent communities in South Florida. And just go to the malls and look at the married couples, right? They're all old men, about 89 years old, and they all have hot Latina Venezuelan wives that look like the wife in Modern Family, okay? So I'm not going to feel bad for the people in the high rises of Aventura. I'm sorry. You're not going to get me to do that, Mike.
Well, I don't want you to do that. I mean, this is going on in this community.
Yes. Okay. Appreciate the call. Aventura is a very nice place. They have the best mall in South Florida, the Aventura Mall. It's like the best mall in all of South Florida. But, oh man, I once ran into Jerry Lewis in Aventura. Oh my goodness. You know what the worst thing you can do when you meet Jerry Lewis? He's dead now, but you know what when he was alive, you know what the worst thing you could do if you saw Jerry Lewis anywhere? Because he lived down there, Turnberry Isle. The worst thing you could do if you saw Jerry Lewis, you know what it would be? To try to talk to Jerry Lewis. It was, oh my goodness. Anybody ever try to talk to Jerry Lewis when he lived down in Aventura? Oh my goodness. You know why him and Dean Martin split, if you ever tried to talk to Jerry. I did not. I did not, because I had been warned not to, but I did see others attempt to talk to Jerry Lewis, the nastiest man that ever lived, Jerry Lewis. Anyway, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. It's a toll-free call, 888-465-2631. This has been one of the fastest moving shows that I can ever recall doing. And there's just a little more than 30 minutes left. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. I have more that I haven't even touched on yet that we'll get to after the bottom of the hour break. You're welcome to call in about anything I have discussed so far, except Mike and Aventura's broken elevator. We will not take calls on that, even on Open Phone Friday. No calls on Mike and Aventura's elevator, please. But anything else that we've discussed on the program today is fair game at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up.
Oh, my goodness.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio store in Palm Beach County. PalmBeachPatioFurniture.com, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Also, multi-vehicle crash on Broward on 441 at Sheridan Street, State Road 84 at 12th Avenue. Also, I-75 at northbound at Sheridan Street, a multi-vehicle crash on the off-ramp on the eastbound side. This is sponsored by Cars from Florida. Shoppers, this is your local street park farmer letting you know that Florida Street Food is in season. Ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com and happy eating from the Florida Department of Agriculture. That's traffic. Chris Moore.
Traffic is service of Palm Beach Kennel Club. BBKC has the best derby party south of Churchill Downs. Kentucky Derby Fest is coming up May 6th. Check out the on-track party and jumbo screen, live music from Sip and Fire and the Connected, derby hat contest, barbecue food tent, bars, mint juleps, fun activities, and True Oldies will be there with handicapping tips and prizes. Vatican Terrace will also feature derby buffets. For info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone, thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
When I treated the knee pain with laser, treatment is simple and no side
Oh, man.
effects. 5 lasers that have
Very good show today. Pretty good calls, too.
these are all FDA approved.
Oh, yeah. Steve will tell you that when Jerry Lewis was alive and he lived down here, people would call radio shows and just tell their Jerry Lewis run-in stories around town. It was hilarious. Oh, my goodness. He was so freaking nasty, Jerry Lewis.
There's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs.
I saw him at the Turnberry Isle Beach Club.
Call right now for your free consultation.
And I was so excited. And everybody said, oh, no, don't. And I saw some people talk to him, nasty mofo.
Be sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here we're all about community. With like-minded people and businesses looking to help your business grow, and you get to connect with people that weekly events give you ample opportunities to learn alongside talented professionals. At the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, we
Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, guys.
Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button?
These reading glasses, the arms are about ready to fall off. I buy these, like a box of them for like $10. I gotta order another box.
Prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you Be your advocate when you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's
Yes, the king of comedy, he was playing himself. That's his best movie. Robert De Niro's best movie, too. I love the king of comedy.
clients are family, and they go to bat for their family.
Yes, he was playing himself, yes.
Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Orangutans. Beautiful, playful, and majestic. And disappearing. Every day, as many as 20 orangutans vanish. They starve to death when their homes are destroyed, or are killed when they stray into villages in search of food. International Animal Rescue is fighting for this.
It did go by fast.
Endangered orangutan, but we can't do it without you. Please visit internationalanimalrescue.org and help us save orangutans before it's too late. That's internationalanimalrescue.org.
Experience awe-inspiring landscapes and traverse the great Canadian Rocky Mountains on the Rocky Mountaineer Train with bi-level glass stone coaches. August 15th through the 20th. East to west. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable journey? Head to briantrain.com and request a brochure. Book your spot now and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's briantrain.com and request your brochure.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane the other day. The buy one get one free, and they're our first My Pillows, and we love them. We absolutely love them. They're just absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got slippers on the way too.
Go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and buy your My Pillow 2.0. Right now, buy one, get one free. You can also order by phone, toll free, 800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane will be back with us tomorrow, taking a day off. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Nice, I hear myself in the background. Yes, you're on the air, caller. Oh, boy. You got to pick up the phone once, twice. Oh, I heard the click. Hello? Yes, you're on the air.
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Hey, Jay. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing a little better.
Great.
I just didn't really tune in first thing. I just put you on playback to see what you're talking about. And I noticed you were talking about artificial intelligence.
Yes.
But artificial intelligence not really working.
Based on your past calls, you're not too big on intelligence since you lack it. But that's okay.
I understand all of that, yeah. Just like your birthday's the same as Hitler's.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
You celebrate it, don't you, with him?
No, not with him. I do celebrate my birthday, but I don't know. But it is the same day as Hitler's, yeah, sure. George Takei and Eddie Murphy have the same birthday, too. Is Eddie Murphy a Nazi? Eddie Murphy's birthday is April 20th.
You probably do.
No, wait a minute. Eddie Murphy shares a birthday with me as well, April 20th. Is he a Nazi, too, or just me?
Only difference is you ain't funny, but you're...
Okay.
Let's go to what I called about, the artificial intelligence. Just like you said, like you don't have either. I'll listen to two questions. The first two that you asked, they were on point, dead on point. Everything I've ever said or called you about was it.
Yeah.
Said, but you Trump nuts. It's too stupid.
What did the artificial intelligence say that you think was so intelligent? I asked a lot of questions. Everything.
First two questions.
Okay. Well, there's a story here. Let me run this by you and see what your thoughts are. Okay? See how what your thoughts are on this. There's a story out today. Trump's Supreme Court, President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, right? Since President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, 32,000 babies in just 6 months have been born that would have been aborted. 32,000 babies, because President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade in the last 6 months, were born instead of aborted. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Well, I'm always going to put the fact that good thing. I'm not.
Okay. So Trump so you think it's a good thing? I do too. President Trump saved 32,000 lives in just the first 6 months. 32,000 lives were saved by President Trump. Even you say that's a good thing.
Okay, but listen to this. Let me explain this part to you. I have every one of my kids. I have the right to choose one another person.
So this is interesting. So a big Trump hater like you even admits that it is a great thing that President Trump has saved 32,000 lives in just the first 6 months since he overturned Roe v. Wade.
You didn't hear me. I said I've kept all my kids, but I don't have the right to tell another woman or another woman what she should do with her body. Whatever a woman does with her body, if she chooses
really?
to have that kid, that's up.
Okay, slow down. Whatever a woman chooses to do with her body is up to her. Do you think it is okay for a woman to shoot heroin into her veins, into her body? Should a woman be allowed legally to inject heroin into her veins with a needle?
I ain't shooting it in mine, so I can't worry about what it.
Okay, so that's okay. Okay, is it okay for a woman to sell her body as a prostitute?
No, it's not okay.
Oh, so you don't think a woman can do with her body whatever she wants to do. So you have limitations on a woman's right to choose what to do with her own body. Heroin's okay, abortion's okay to you, but prostitution isn't?
Marijuana? Do you smoke marijuana?
No.
Okay, so you can tell the right, I don't smoke it either, but I don't have a right to tell you whether you can smoke it or if I can smoke it.
Okay. So is it a good thing that Donald Trump saved 32,000 lives, 32,000 babies born because of Trump in the first 6 months of overturning Roe v. Wade? Yes or no? Is that a good thing?
Donald Trump does nothing good that doesn't benefit nothing but you, Trump.
Doesn't, that's a double negative. That means he does everything that's great. All right, thanks for the call. Wow. We even have Trump haters telling us that it's a good thing that Trump did there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Tom. How are you, bud?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, yeah, listen, absolutely, Brian, you are not wrong. 36,000 lives. Hopefully every single one of them turns out fantastic and does good in the world. And also, too, I hope whatever situation the parents were forced to have those 36,000, because you're marginalizing people who were forced to have the kids, that their lives are okay, too. So, that's the way you got to look at that one, bud. Okay? So.
Yeah. So, Tom, you called me. I didn't call you. But so Donald Trump has saved 32,000 lives in just the first 6 months of him overturning Roe v. Wade. So even you, a rabid, mouth-breathing, Trump derangement syndrome sufferer, agree that Donald Trump did something good there.
As I said, I hope that those lives turn out well. Okay. Besides the fact that, in hindsight, this world hasn't. We have a population problem that we should be taking care of.
What do you mean we have a population problem? Where is there a population problem?
You don't think? Okay, Brian, listen.
No, tell me. You said we have a population problem, so we should exterminate lives. Where, what is this? Maybe we should do what they did on Logan's Run. When you're 30, you go to Carousel. Where is there a population problem? Where is there a population problem?
In the world.
In America. In America, I think we're overpopulated with liberal idiots, perhaps, but where is there an overpopulation problem in the United States?
Things are finite, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother debate.
What is finite that we're running out of because there's too many people?
Jeez, Brian, this is not a college discourse. I don't need to actually sit there and tell you what. I mean, you are very ignorant when it comes to your question.
I'm trying to find one thing that you've said that you can back up.
Brian, jeez, Louise. Okay. The turning of Roe v. Wade and the choice for women to do.
See, we need more. Let me run this by you. The birth rate is down since COVID. The birth rate is down because hold on, let me run this by you, and let me get your opinion on this, okay? The birth rate in the United States has been down since COVID, and it's in further decline because half the people of childbearing years are gay and don't have reproductive type sex. Of the other half, a quarter of them don't know what gender they are. So the type of sex that leads to pregnancies is way down in this country among those of childbearing years. We are being invaded by foreigners with children and anchor babies from our southern border. We need more American babies to grow the population, okay? So yes or no, did Donald Trump do a good thing by saving 32,000 lives in the first 6 months of overturning Roe v. Wade? Yes or no?
I will not give Don Cheeto any credit whatsoever.
But 32,000 babies were born that would have been aborted because he overturned Roe v. Wade. How is that not Donald Trump's great success?
I am glad that you...
I mean, remember Schindler's List? The end of Schindler's List, the line of people that were born because of the Jews that Schindler saved? Think about the 32,000 babies that were born because of Trump, the first 6 months alone.
If you are comparing the destabilization of what happened to the Jewish people and getting...
Yes, I am comparing. Donald Trump is the Oscar Schindler of unborn babies in America because he overturned Roe v. Wade. That is true. He is the Schindler of unborn babies.
Hey, Daddy can do no wrong. I believe you need a break. You're over the clock. Have a great day, you Trump lover. Goodbye. He did nothing.
Yeah. I can't. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to take our last break. Oh my goodness. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. My name is Brian Craig. Our number, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We've had great calls today. We really have had great calls today. All of them, even these liberal loons. Great calls. Oh man, the show's flown by. Well, we only have one more segment left. If you're on hold, stand by. You're welcome to call in about anything that we've brought up in the last 2 hours and 45 minutes. I do have an item or two to get to after the Gold Report. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this with the Gold Report.
The Cold Hard Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, each morning at this time, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Gold and Precious Metals Report. Here he is, William Youngerman. How the metals look today?
It looked very good, Brian, after giving us a little buying opportunity yesterday that we suggested might happen. Tackling that $2,000 number. We'll be trading in a range of $1,980 on the low to $2,015 on the high yesterday, and closed out the day down $9.20 at $1,994.80. Silver closed down 32 cents at $25. Platinum was up $2 yesterday at $1,048, and palladium was up $55 at $1,494. Both platinum and palladium continue to rally today, as is gold. Gold is up $8.20 right now at $2,003. We have been as high as $2,007 so far this morning. Silver's up 15 cents at $25.15 the ounce. Platinum up $28 at $1,076, and palladium up $62 at $1,556. This is all in again the dollar. The dollar is heading lower, and the gold is your major protection against a dying dollar.
Absolutely. You know, at these, this is just an amazing time we're in with the metals. It's absolutely amazing. You know, can you tell people if they see a little dip during the day, how can they lock in that price and buy that gold, buy that silver or platinum before the price goes back up?
Sure, they can just call us and lock in the price and wire the funds, or you know, and then come in whenever they can and pick it up. Just as anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, because Steve does that a lot. Okay, when you see a little dip and you're like, well, I can't make it over to Boca before something happens because people are going to start buying. You just call William Youngerman at 1-8. He opens up at 10 a.m. By the way, 1-800-327-5010. You can lock in that price. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or if you can, stop in, and you should, because William Youngerman is basically a museum over there. It should be on that Boca Trolley tour of the town because there's such cool things to see inside the store. 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, back after this.
Social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, yes. Oh, man. Donald Trump has done so much good. I've even had two liberals in a row, right? Jay from Jersey and Tom, I've had two Trump derangement sufferers who have stage 3 Trump derangement syndrome, right? Two Trump haters. I even have two liberal Trump haters telling us that Donald Trump did something good, these 32,000 babies born in the first 6 months since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Is that absolutely amazing? That's how great they call him divisive. Sounds like he's bringing people together. And, this is a thing about this. This is so true. I want you to think about this. And that number is probably conservative. All right, 32,000 babies that would have been aborted have been born in the first 6 months since the President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade. How many people over the course of the next 50 years will be born because of those 32,000? It's hard to say, isn't it? Children, grandchildren. Millions and millions of people will be born forever in this country. Tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions, because President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade by picking perfect justices for the Supreme Court of the United States. And, this story about the 32,000 babies born, suppressed by the news. I'll give you a little behind the scenes. I was saving that story all day for a liberal to call in, okay? That's why I didn't lead with it, because I knew that even a liberal would have to say Donald Trump did something good, and that's amazing. Overturning Roe v. Wade was part of the Republican Party platform forever, and no one thought it could be done. I remember in the first campaign, these Paul Ryan Republican establishment snakes made such a big deal for President Trump to sign off on the Republican Party platform. And he did it, and then what did he do? He accomplished the Republican Party platform, something none of these Paul Ryan's Bushies ever wanted to do. And, George W. Bush claims to be an evangelical, pro-life Christian, although he's a war criminal who lied about weapons of mass destruction and destroyed how many lives? Oh, my goodness. And then he likes to go jogging with people that are missing limbs because of his lie of WMDs in Iraq. He's a great guy. But he never made a move to overturn Roe v. Wade. Not a single move. And quite frankly, I thought it was an impossible thing. I thought it was settled. And not only did Donald Trump overturn Roe v. Wade and save all these lives, there really isn't much protest about it, is there, from the left? No. There really isn't. Now, part of the reason they're going after Clarence Thomas is, but this is what's going on. All these fake scandals about the great Clarence Thomas, this is what's happening. Joe Biden's gearing up to run, okay? Dirty grandpa here. This senile old coot is getting ready to go back in the basement and run. He has no positive accomplishment to point to. Everything is a complete failure. So this is what they're trying to do. This is the scam. The AI probably came up with this idea for the Democrats. The AI that I was using today is just the everyday man, Joe Sixpack AI. The ones they're using is like, 500 years advanced from what we're using. But this is what they're doing. Here we have Donald Trump who has so many accomplishments, he's not going to be he's going to be the first guy running against an incumbent president that is not going to run on promises, but run on accomplishments. And I believe, President Trump has a lot of great accomplishments, but I believe his greatest accomplishment is overturning Roe v. Wade and picking those perfect Supreme Court justices. Because of this story today, 32,000 babies born that would have been aborted if it wasn't for Donald Trump. That's amazing. I don't see how you could trump that, even in his second term. Isn't that beautiful? It is. But Biden's got nothing to run on, just failure, right? I could go through a list, but I'm not going to. But you can make the list yourself. What I'm about to tell you sounds ridiculous, but these are desperate people up against the most popular man that's ever been president, Donald Trump, in any of our lifetimes. They're trying to push Clarence Thomas off the bench. Now, a lot of people believe that Obama and his crew were running Biden. And there is truth to that, absolutely. Obama did this, and I don't remember if this was Obama's first or second term, but they ran a Supreme Court justice off the bench to retire so Obama could get an appointment. It was Stephen Breyer. Stephen Breyer, very young and very healthy for a Supreme Court justice. These people stay up there till they're 130. They're in hospice care and they're still on the court. And they got Stephen Breyer to retire so Obama could get a pick. Remember that? And there was a lot of speculation as to how they did this. Some believed he had like some type of gay sex scandal. I don't know if the guy's gay or straight, but remember that? People talked about that. And they got him to resign for and then back the nominee of Obama's. I can't remember which one it was for Breyer. Do you guys remember? He had the two ladies. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, they're running the same game that they did on him on Clarence Thomas, or at least they're trying to, right? And this is what what I'm going to tell you will sound nuts, but think about it and you'll know I'm right. So Biden has no positive accomplishment to run on. So they're trying to embarrass Clarence Thomas to get him to resign. So Biden gets a pick to the Supreme Court. Biden is planning, they've already got the person picked. Biden is planning on nominating the first transgender member of the Supreme Court of the United States. I am not joking. That's what they want to do. And they think, because that's what's in vogue right now, that's what's popular right now. If you think I'm kidding, I'm not kidding. I am as serious as a heart attack. And they think that if he nominates the first transgender member of the Supreme Court during the election cycle, he'll coast to victory on that. I'm not kidding. Now, because it's Biden, it'll probably be a transgender, black, mixed race, Latinx transgender. I don't know. They'll have a bunch of checkmarks. But the person will be transgender. Now, I don't know who the most high-profile lawyers are that are transgender in our society. I don't know. But that's what the Biden plan is. And I know it sounds nuts, but that's why all this nonsense is happening with Clarence Thomas. And he's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing illegal. He's not going to resign, and they're not going to remove him from the bench. They may impeach him if they take over the House, okay? But he is not going to be removed from office, and he's done nothing wrong. So, but that's the plan. Do you see that happening? Do you see Biden proudly nominating the first transgender member of the Supreme Court of the United States? Of course that's their plan. Come on. What else could they possibly be planning? Why all of a sudden are they putting all this pressure on Thomas? And who are they going to replace Clarence Thomas with other than a transgender person? I think it makes perfect sense. What are your thoughts? 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Oh, I'm so excited that this offer is back that we can offer to you. I'm talking about the Sloman's free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation. This is awesome. Okay, I have the doorbell camera and it is great. You can get a free doorbell camera. That's right. But listen closely. First, you've got to be one of the first listeners to call 833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. If you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 833-283-5050, you're going to get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see what's going on at your house right in the palm of your hand, no matter where you are in the world. And that's not all. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system, a professional installation as well when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. And if you're one of the first 40 listeners to call 833-283-5050, you're going to get that free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call right now, 1-833-283-5050, 1-833-283-5050. All right? So that's what's going on, guys. We're towards the end of the show, but that is what the plan is. And these people are very, very desperate right now because of the polling numbers, and President Trump is doing so well. Now, one last thing I just want to mention before we end, and I didn't even get to everything that I had on my my show prep today. I had a whole stack of stuff today, and there's so many big issues to touch on. But there's one more that I want to mention that I think people are criticizing but haven't thought about it too much. The Boston Marathon, okay? The Boston Marathon. They had a special category that they added, okay? The Boston Marathon debuts their non-binary division, okay? They got a non-binary division. And a lot of people are attacking this. No, this is what you want, okay? You know, this whole thing with this cheater, Leah Thomas, a loser with the men, so got to swim with the girls and is a winner. What we have said is, you know, we've got men's sports, we've got women's sports, and what these other people need to have is their own division. So what the Boston Marathon is doing is really what we've been asking them to do. Open up a special division, a special league, a special competition for people other than regular men and women that are in these other categories. And you know, they're doing it. Listen to this. In addition to 17,200 plus male competitors in the Boston Marathon, 12,940 women, the 127th Boston Marathon featured 27 non-binary entrants, making it the first competition of this newly formed division. That's the solution. And you know, all these fakers like Leah Thomas, who's nothing more than a cheater and a grifter, although maybe that's the same thing. Grifter's a con man. A cheater, you guys know what that is? See, Leah Thomas is a cheater and swims with the girls because they are a sociopath. Leah Thomas is a sociopath. Look at the photographs of Leah Thomas with the team. A sociopath, no empathy for others, who's a cheater. And if Leah Thomas had to swim with the transgendered swimmers, Leah Thomas would all of a sudden transition back to being a boy, being a man, whatever, because can't cheat over there. They'd be racing against their equals. All right, listen, we're out of time for today. Steve will be back with us tomorrow. We've covered a lot. And as I said, if you missed any portion of this show, every day, if you miss a part of the show or a show, each day, about an hour after we go off the air, the entire radio show is uploaded to our radio station website, trueoldiesfla.com. And if you missed the first hour of today's show, you definitely want to go to trueoldiesfla.com in about an hour and listen to that hour. It's a very important hour, and it was very frightening, very frightening. Andrea really freaked out, okay? All right, that's all the time we have for today. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3.
All right, guys. I got to run. Make sure you subscribe.